Hey guys, welcome back. We're back. It is January 20th, 2026. Sorry for the hiatus. We're gonna review 0-day options on SPY. Still doing it. Still a small account challenge. Coming to the new year, market gets slow. Didn't trade as much. Part of the reason I wasn't recapping, and then I went on a extended trip and actually did some trading on the trip, which went well. I didn't recap those days, but really just building the confidence is how they went well. Some red days, but yeah, overall just pretty good. I think just having other distractions and stuff is can be helpful. Sometimes it's pressuring you, like you have a certain timeline that you can trade, and so it pressures you. But for some reason it seems to help me. Anyways, let's get into it. So today I put unneeded pressure on myself just over the weekend and a long weekend. It is Tuesday, January 20th, so yesterday was closed. I don't know, I just was like thinking, oh, I just need to scale up. I just losing patience and thinking I need to do all this stuff. So not a good day to be doing that. Today's basically like a Monday. It's because the first day of the week on the market, and coming off of pretty big news catalyst on the weekend about Greenland. So big gap down. And so yeah, not my favorite day to come back. I wish it was like a nice big green day, and here we are. This is what I've been doing, just green all the time. It has been pretty good. Today though, not the best. Let's give it a little review though. Yeah, so I basically was scaling up today. And yeah, so big gap down. Let me show you. Here's Eric's chart. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. Find a link for his Discord in the description. And my mentor, and I've been following him for quite a while now. I don't really look at his 1 minute chart anymore. I guess I probably could just in the recap videos. I probably will. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see his. Sometimes our charts line up perfectly. Sometimes they're a little different. Sometimes I have more. Sometimes he has less. Whatever. But during the day, it doesn't. I think it kind of messes me up seeing other charts. Anyways, here's his 30-minute chart. And yeah, gap down. We've been in this large wedge for quite some time now, grinding up and just wedging, grinding up, breaking it, and kind of flattening out. You can look at his videos for the macro, but today was a gap down, still within kind of this wedge. And on the daily, we hit the bottom Bollinger today, so could be a good dip buying opportunity. But regardless, on the 1 minute, that's what I'm looking at. So big gap down. Problem with this big of a gap down is selling in this tight precision green. I'll go here. Since there's such a big gap down, there's so much room until we hit it as a resistance that getting a lot of liquidity potentially being built here, and just chop and grind until it either breaks it or it finds its resistance. And we did get that today. So it can be fine. You can still catch trades in there, and I'll show you some of the ones I did. Actually, yeah, I should have just one and done it today, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I went past my max loss by double. First time I've done that in a long time. So, hey, glad to be back. Partially just because I scaled up, and so it wasn't just from like way over trading. Anyways, let's get into it. Pretty big range here in the morning. Not crazy. The range isn't crazy, but the candles are quite large. So that's pretty dangerous. Start off with this purple one here, identifying that, and then kind of flipped it to gold. Wasn't sure which one was legit or not. I think I ended up sticking with gold. Yeah, purple. I don't think this was correct. Anyways, first trade was at 10:05. I got a put. So it broke my gold here. Looking for an inverse cup to close potentially, since there's not really a head and shoulder structure. Could have gotten it on here, but it's still a tight range more or less with these large candles. I had white. I charted white in a little bit later. So it broke here and then completed the inverse cup here. I was a bit early, but if you're looking, let's see, I think I had a different angle. I'm not sure. I think I had a different angle though, because this looks pretty clear. I had a steeper angle, and this was basically the resistance on it, and so I got to put right there. I held through just because I think I did have this red one at that point, or I was just kind of charting it. Held through a bit from 10:05 when I opened it. It was also VWAP. Retesting gold, quite a few reasons. Although I don't know if I had gold at that point. Maybe I just had purple. No, I think I did. I had gold, yeah. Held through this. I was like, yikes. I only had one contract. IV was pretty high though. It was 679. So yeah, just basically one strike out of my target. Not sure if I had this red one yet. But yeah, opened it here, held through here. Nice big red candle. And did I close? Yeah, I closed actually on this one at 10:08. So low of day, as well as this was kind of my profit target right here, in case I wanted to bounce on the selling channel, which I think I did have it. This one's a little hard for me to see though, and I don't know if it was quite accurate, but kind of resistance here, here. That's all I really saw. And then maybe through here, if you can see that as a support. I didn't want to chart that though and make it messy. I just put it at the bottom. Didn't quite hit it on that one. If you go to that body though, it does. So I don't know. That was my thinking on that exit. So in such a small chop, I was happy to get a little green trade in though. And then this white was, I think this white was a little bit different. Yeah, I left it alone. Big green candle here. Couldn't take an entry on that. I guess it would have been breaking this one up here. Yeah, I couldn't take an entry on that. So let it come up. It did complete the cup. Where did I take the next one? Here. 1037 I gotta put. This one. This is kind of annoying. So looking for a zombie trade here, or zone of mutual interest, or retracement trade. I had white here. I wasn't super confident in it, but I thought the white was potentially the precision buying. It broke it on this candle, and then I jumped in on this next one with, I had this red line for bullish controlled selling at that point, and so that was going to be my stop. And then this gold actually I had at that point also, then this kind of tapering gold. So it came up, and yeah, basically this wick got me, I'm pretty sure. Yep, this wick got me. So bought that one for 52 cents, sold it for 45. It was unfortunate because it was just a wick. And right after it did that, I threw this gold in there, and I'm like, oh, bugger. That's what it was. So, yeah, I could have waited for it to break the gold here, or I could have honestly, right after I closed it, jumped back in because I saw that it wicked. And the only issue, sorry about that, the only issue there would have been, I could have had my stop for the red, but it very well could have just kept grinding up in this gold. So that's not really how I want my stops going against me. But yeah, it did end up working out, this retracement trade. Yeah. And then bounced nicely on that gold, then started wedging, and then just started selling in this very flat channel. Very controlled selling, but a pretty large range there. I didn't know it was doing that at the time. I thought the cup's completed, built liquidity, we got inverse heads, it's bouncing. I didn't have this one. This one would have saved me for sure. The only ones I had was this more aggressive one at that point. So yeah, I had it here. I didn't include that wick. I had it here for these candles and this candle. And so to me, this was a break. Let me see if I traded that one. 1042 to 43. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, I tried to catch a bottom here. No, wait, what is this? 42 to 1043. Oh, here. Oh, that's right. I whipsawed. I flipped. That's right. I forgot about that trade. Good thing I'm reviewing. So when that broke the red, which is bullish controlled selling, sold my puts, flipped to calls, and then it wicked below it, and so actually closed out on the next candle. The only thing that would have kept me from doing that would have been if I'd had this gold in time. I had the gold charted. And of course this is a small structure, small retrace, so not ideal. If you have tight stops, I suppose you can do it. If I had that gold there, it would have been much easier to say I shouldn't do it, because clearly we're just resisting on that gold. Could have also had white for a stop, which I maybe actually did. Yeah. So anyway, stop down the next candle. 129 to 113. Yeah, that one just actually sucked, like the dollar amount, just because candles are pretty large, but the range is pretty tight. That makes sense. Kind of weird. It does make sense. 11 o'clock, in and out, same price on call. Let's see, yeah, 11 to 1102. Oh yeah, this one. So, thought about getting it here, as I saw it starting to find support on gold, and retesting high day back there. Nice square here for shoulder, inverse head. Thought I'll wait. It did break it with a vengeance. So I got on this candle a bit of a chase. But I had pretty tight stops. I'm just gonna move this white around. You can see what I was looking at. I kind of delete them as the day goes. Try and unclutter it. Yeah, got it here. Again, I did not have this. Didn't have either of these up here. So to me, this was broken here. Completed a cup. So I got one contract there, and I was like, I'm gonna get more on the retest. And this was my big trade that I scaled into, I think. No, this one I stopped out on. Never mind. 1102. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's that one. All right, here it is. 1106. To 1102 on calls. Yeah, break even. Next year is 1106 on puts. 1106. Oh yeah, okay. A wick got me here too. So it broke the gold, little head and shoulder. Grabbed it here for a move down to bottom of the wedge, the gold. Trading in the wedge is risky, especially if you're in the middle and not trading at the edges. So yeah, this ended up wicking. So I opened it and closed it, same candle at 1106. That was 68 cents to 60. Forgot. Wow, yeah, a lot of little trades in there. And then I have to turn this down a tiny bit. The jazz is ringing in my ears. And then finally broke what I was waiting for it to. Grabbing the shoulder, this was the line I had, like I said, and I bought at 11, 11, 11, 13, 11, 13, 11, 16. So bought here, 11, 13, bought here, bought again here. So I usually would maybe say stop once it breaks through here. Sometimes I start looking at the horizontal levels to give it some room to breathe in case it wants to kind of retest down here. And then kind of my last position, I guess, my last stop would be this gold. So that's why I kind of kept adding to it. If I had charted this other one, which I don't know how I could have seen that. I don't see it any sooner, honestly. So I'm sure Eric probably had it. But yeah, so this one sucked. This one took me out. Because that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and I still had my stops in place. Yeah, I guess I kind of moved my stop when I entered it. I wasn't necessarily thinking about a stop, honestly. I guess that's probably because I was just too confident in it. Typically, I would say I would stop if it broke here, and then I think this kind of played into the mindset of me trying to go big. And so, yeah, I kind of got married to it maybe, and that's why I kept adding. Which, you know, if it worked out, it would have been good, but not great. Yeah, because once it's breaking back into here, there's something wrong. It did something wrong. I mean, it still could have, I think, bounced off of here and rallied, but yeah, I should have closed it here and just looked for another entry on another break or on a support. Yeah, so that one was 48 cents, 52 cents, 56 cents, 62 cents. Those were all my buys, and then I closed them for 38 cents. All the way over here on this candle. So yeah, I wanted to give it room, and I gave it room. Broke gold, closed below it, and I closed on that candle. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. 11:30. Yeah, I should have been done after that, and I pretty much was. Yeah. So broke that rule, unfortunately. My max loss. I guess because it was just with much larger size. It wasn't from more trades. Yeah. Let's see, 11:30. Right here, I got into a call. Breaking the white on this retest. And then this was just going to be a tight stop for me. So I was just going to close it, broke the white. This was basically it, buying the precision, kind of front running it, breaking out. So once it opened and closed over here, I closed it out. So yeah, and then I think by that point, actually I already had gold at this point, so this is me just kind of anticipating it, which was fine. That was a much smaller loss. And then I was out of buying power, so that's kind of the beauty of keeping the account size small. I wouldn't have it this small necessarily, but keeping it small so you can't just, if you do blow up your account, you can reset. And if it's a cash account, you can only trade so much. So more so that than account size, I guess. Well, kind of both. So 11:31, I was just like, I don't know, I was bullish and I just wanted to open a trade and just leave it. I was, I guess, a little upset. So, especially after it showed that green candle, I got a call here and it was way out of the money. And I just realized, yeah, I let that one go to zero, which is fine. It was 11 cents. So yeah, that was the rest of my buying power. Need to exercise patience. I know first day of the week I've got to go small and slow because Mondays have become pretty bad. Fridays are better now than Mondays. And then after news like that and the volatility gap or trap is typically the case. So yeah, missing this a couple of these charts though, that definitely was a problem. Yeah, that probably cost me the most, just not seeing that it was selling a less aggressive channel. And then I jumped on the big account and did some trades on there. Small red on there too. Had a couple good ones, but yeah, the range was just, I didn't have this at that point. I don't know if I caught that or not. I did catch this though. I got puts on this. I did complete the inverse cup. I had gold. I was pretty confident in gold now for building liquidity for bears. Not great structure, but retesting this gold on the break and then breaking this one. I got them in here, and then I kind of just sold. Once it broke this white, I sold another one. This was just very ugly selling. It was small inside candles, like contracts were not moving because the IV was high, and yeah, I mean, hindsight's like, wow, that should have been held, but it seriously was ugly price action. Like I bought it here, it broke my white here, and I think I sold one. Maybe I sold my second one there and sold my first one like here. There's just these tiny, like I felt like at any moment we're gonna get a big engulfing green candle, just because of how small and how weak this selling was. So it really didn't accelerate until right after I sold, of course, like right here. So broke the white and then yeah, started selling the white again. That's more a trade for, I guess, for runners. So, and yeah, I was probably already a little emotionally hijacked. I had this for support down here, and it was, as you can see, it did start to react down there. I think I got calls for the bounce too soon because I hadn't broken the white. Stopped out of them. I flipped the puts. I can't remember. Retested it nicely. I don't think I got puts in there. No, I was pretty much done then. One more red trade down here probably. Yeah, very grindy. Started to taper then in this one. The same gold one that we were seeing up here. Yeah. Like a nice range day, and there are some trades here, but a little sketch. A little sketchy. After this structure broke right here, head and shoulders, like this selling was, it's not the nicest. And then this is just crap city. This was a nice setup, but then this selling was just small candle, like small inside candle bodies, and it looks like it's fast, but it really was so slow and just kind of weak selling. Potentially, if that was like my first trade, or this was my first trade, I would have been gung-ho about holding through that, but definitely wasn't. Up here, this was too difficult to jump in, honestly, for me. I like my little trade here. I think that was smart. The inverse cup and handle, and a nice exit on that. After that, this was just big liquidity being built, and the melt off. So even here, maybe my lines just weren't that good today. Even this gold, like you see, break and then it ripped up above it. Didn't really react there, so this one might not have actually been very accurate. This one, I think, was. You can see it reacting here. Supports, resistance. Yeah, so here it is. Here's the history. The one. Not a whole lot of trades, but down 103. Yeah, it sucks. I'll tighten it up for tomorrow. I don't plan on easing up in a sense, though. I want to trade less, but I do want to push myself and be more aggressive as far as, yeah, I want to push my comfort on my sizing with trades I'm comfortable with. Well, I'm confident with. So we'll see about tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty big grind down. Bottom of the daily Bollinger, and yeah, I'm back. Kind of a crappy day to review for the first one in a while. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you Discord. Peace out.